You are now listening to Sentinel Soundbytes.
So we are live. All right.
Hello, and welcome to the inaugural episode of the Sentinel Soundbite podcast. We're recording on the campus of the Alabama School of Cyber Technology and Engineering. I'm your host, Dylan Bunnell, and we are excited to be able to bring you these conversations that will give you a better insight to what ASCTE is, who are the people involved, and where we're going. They say the best place to start is the beginning. Well, that is exactly what we are here to do today. As we begin this project inside of the school, we figured no better guest to have than two people who are on the ground floor of establishing this innovative institution. It's none other than Alabama State Senator Arthur Orr, as well as ASCTE President Matt Massey. Gentlemen, appreciate you being here. Played in the snow a little bit, got all that out of the way, thawed out, and here. So appreciate your time and appreciate you being here to talk about the school with us.
Thank you, Dylan. Good to be with you.
Yes, sir. Well, I want to start, Senator Orr, with you on, as we're sitting here in this beautiful building and this great campus and all the things the school's done in its time. I want to revisit when you first learned about ASCTE and kind of the vision, and start there with when you first heard about it, what your thoughts were, and then what your involvement transitioned to as the thing came to life.
Well, I don't know that I first heard about it. I'll go back to the beginning as far as I'm concerned. In the legislature, we support and fund, and as budget chair, became familiar with a School of Fine Arts in Birmingham and a School of Math and Science in Mobile. So it seemed to me, and maybe this is purely out of jealousy or acting quite childish, I don't know, but that North Alabama, and particularly Huntsville, with its reputation as being a hub of engineering, ought to have some kind of school related to engineering, and at the time was thinking computer science. So computer science and engineering, and putting a secondary school here in North Alabama based in Huntsville. And then came to find out that there was a group in Huntsville, the Cyber Huntsville group, I believe, that was discussing doing something with the Huntsville city schools rather than on a statewide basis. So it was a marriage of perhaps left hand and right hand coming together. And I was honored to sponsor the legislation that established the I still can't say it very well, ASCTE in the legislature, and we were able to get that passed and start the school. So by joining with Cyber Huntsville, and particularly Alicia Ryan, who has been such a instrumental player in all of this, being that connection between the Huntsville cyber community, if you will, my handling things on the state level, and it's really worked well as far as the first few years of the school. So that's how we got to where we are, and then, of course, we got miles to go before we sleep.
Sure. Well, one thing, and loop in Mr. Massey here, as a part of that, is bringing in a leadership of the school building, and wanted to visit on, I know he's right here in the room with us, but talk about the time, bringing Mr. Massey on, and then let him speak to kind of some of that
Sure.
beginning as well.
Sure. So if I had one thing to say about where we are today, once the thought got into place, the legislation was passed, it was going to become reality, and we started funding the school. It boils down to people. And the team that Mr. Massey, who was our first hire, has assembled here at the school. The team is excellent. They are far exceed the expectations that I certainly had as far as the competence, the credibility in their specific fields that they have, and capability and energy for educating students. So Mr. Massey has done a fabulous job with assembling that team. And I recall meeting at a local barbecue restaurant, going over terms of his contract and things like that. And we knew he had done a good job for Madison County Schools. He was elected at the time. So it was a big jump for him to resign this elected position, come over to this startup school, and start from scratch. But he had a blank easel, and he has painted a beautiful picture thus far here at the school. And of course, the ultimate purpose is our product and our students and the impact that it's having on students. And just with these first 2.5 classes that we've had, I'm very impressed, and it only is going to get better. And, of course, we can talk about the future in a few minutes.
We'll definitely plan to do that. Mr. Massey, to cue you in there, talk about kind of what drew you here. Is there talking all these things were going on at the state level in those conversations, whether it be with Ms. Ryan or whoever? What drew you from that to this school?
I would say I kind of grew up in the public school system. Both my parents were teachers and coaches, and so my after-school care was whatever volleyball, football practice that was going on at the high school. And went into education and teaching and married the English teacher across the hall and really kind of devoted the life into it. Had the opportunity to be a superintendent of a large school system with 28 schools, and got to see kind of sort of what holds back public education a little bit. Sometimes it's a bureaucracy or the culture, that type of thing. So the opportunity to kind of start from scratch and with the support from the board and the support from a foundation, it really kind of created the opportunity to what would be a public-private venture that is kind of rethinking what public education can be. And it really is to serve the needs of the community at large, in this case, the state and even the nation, from the focus of this school. And so it was a chance to come in and kind of have the freedom and to bring in some really smart and talented folks that were willing to kind of take a risk, but to have education with a purpose. And for us, that we steer everything towards that mission of we embed cyber and engineering into all of our core competencies, and it makes it a very tangible learning experience for students. And that's really what been great to focus on here is student learning, and that learning just doesn't take place inside the classroom. We have guests that come in and speak. We do field trips very often. Weekly, our kids go and learn outside the classroom. They have work experiences through an internship. And so it's been just some incredible support with the board, with Alicia Ryan, that is the president of the foundation, and Senator Ward, the chair of the board, has really given the support and really given us everything we've asked for. I'm like, hey, we go and we pitch an idea and ask some details and we plan it out. And it's like, all right, let's go do it. And it's just what an incredible environment to be able to have what we hope to be innovation that even others can kind of model.
Sure. Well, to touch on that point and talking about that others can model, and Senator, I'll start with you on this. The importance of this school being here in the state of Alabama. Obviously, you've done so much for the state in your time, but talk about a little bit your view of all this innovation and excitement. And obviously, we're here on Cummins Research Park, and there's all these things that happen in Huntsville, but the importance of having this school here in this state at this time, what does that mean to you? Well,
what's important to kind of remember, keep in mind, is that there is no model for this school. It is the first of the first. It is and Mr. Massey and his team have, again, with that blank canvas, painted a very beautiful picture, but they had no model to go by. And so being here in the state is important, but we want this school to be much more than the best school in the state of Alabama. We want this school to be national or internationally known because it's an important niche that we've carved out here, but it's also something that we can elevate the reputation, if you will, of the state of Alabama by having a school like this that's nationally and internationally renowned. And so that's something that we're going to strive for. You like most startups, you've got to crawl before you walk, before you run, but we're about to start hitting that running phase, and of course that takes money, and we'll work on that in Montgomery with the budgets, and the foundation has been extremely supportive, but we've got a great base upon which to build, and I'm excited about the future.
Sure, and I definitely we're going to revisit a couple of words you threw there, but to start right now at the local, and Mr. Massey, turn this to you, partnerships are a big word in our school, and one that I know you being a superintendent is we partner in theory with school systems all throughout the state, and talk a little bit about your role in that and just what that means to our school to be able to reach out across the state of Alabama and how we serve the entire state.
I would say that the partnerships are kind of two multifold in there. One was we wanted partnerships with government agencies and industry, and we actually put that and the vision statement there of partnering with that. And we felt like we needed that input to stay relevant. We have advisory councils from industry that's like, hey, this is the trend. This is what we need to focus on. These are the experiences and skills our students need from there. The other part was in the legislation that created the school, and the opening line of code, it says to create the school and assist other schools, superintendents, teachers in replicating cyber engineering studies across the state. And that's really what hit home to me. I'm from a very small rural town in South Alabama, and to be able to kind of use that experience with the superintendent and kind of living in different parts of the state to tie in and be able to create partnerships with schools from Elmore County and Opp and Jackson, Alabama, and others, we can really kind of help take what we have here, the expertise that we're able to kind of bring in because of where we are and how we're structured, and we're able to help build capacity in other school systems that want to build innovative program in cybersecurity or in engineering. So that was the beauty in the structure of creating the school, is that it wasn't just a school. It's also a center for excellence, that we're now a hub where other teachers come in, superintendents, and even counselors. This Friday, we're hosting a counselors convention from across the state on kind of how to best serve students on that. So all those areas makes it a really cool opportunity that we have here.
For sure. Well, Senator, to that point, and he's mentioning partnerships on the other side. One that you alluded to earlier is our partnerships in industry throughout the state, and kind of touch on a little bit, if you don't mind, that viewpoint from the state side of we're getting this industry involved with this school and kind of what that means to you.
Well, one of the things the state's really endeavored to do in these past few years is workforce development. We hear all about it in Montgomery. We hear about it from our industry partners. But this school has been able to be a leader in that regard with its internship programs with companies all across North Alabama. And quite frankly, our students are having a sizable impact on those companies, because the companies, once the students graduate, many times without their going to college, they want to hire them, or they want them to stay in Huntsville, go to UAH or A&M and stay in Huntsville, but also work for them as well, because they're quite an attractive employee to have. And a lot of that's attributable to the training they're receiving here at ASCTE. So we're proud of that, and we'll keep doing more. And as Mr. Massey said, we're not the holy huddle here in Madison County. We're exporting across the state what we've learned, because we see ourselves as giving back, and that's part of our mission, as he said, in our enabling legislation, to be a leader and a facilitator across the state in our areas of expertise.
I love it. Well, let's transition now. We've spent a lot of time on kind of where we've been, where we are, and you alluded to earlier kind of where we're going and that national model, that international model. Just kind of share with us what that vision looks like to you as we project out the years and decades to come through this school being that national and international model.
I'm not Nostradamus, so I can't go as far as decades, but I can go for the immediate future, the next few years. We're building a new building here, of course, for the arts, for athletics, et cetera. That's a good thing, but it's going to take money, and we're thinking about another dormitory for residential students, particularly females, to have separate male and female dorms, and where we're planning on going certainly takes money, and we certainly need support in our foundation and from the state to make this happen from the donor community. But we're, like I said earlier, we're not satisfied with being a high-quality school in Alabama. We want to have a national and international impact, and that's only limited by our mindset. If we can have the support of the community and the state, I think the sky's the limit, as they say, and it'll all be reflected in the quality of our students and the quality of our faculty and staff. And we've already got a great staff and we've got great students, but we can continue to improve just like I can in trying to diet or whatever. There's always room for improvement, and we'll keep shooting high, because I don't think we'll be satisfied, again, with just being a good school or having renown around the South or the state of Alabama.
Sure. Well, Mr. Massey, as you hear that serving as the president here at school and you start thinking about national and international model, what exactly does that mean to you?
Well, we've got the right mix to be able to achieve some unprecedented things for a public education agency that's serving high school students primarily. We're already looking at partnering with higher education agencies. Our board is made up of folks from higher ed, university presidents, CEOs, and they're serving to kind of help give that boost to us. We're getting ready to adopt a new strategic plan. We've been operating under a 3-year plan to get our feet up under us, and so that process, it gets everybody kind of pitches in of kind of where they want to see us going, and so it's exciting for me to kind of get to, to have a group that supports that effort and to reach high and set strong goals that it may be scary and some may be, hey, that may be too ambitious, but in this world that we're living in and the leadership opportunity that we have to be a public education agency that is not just setting the standard but helping that rising tide lift all boats. It's a great opportunity that we have. We've got the right people in place in the school. We're in the right spot. We're in the right state. We've got the right folks on the board and on the foundation to make some incredible things happen.
I love it, and there are incredible things happening, as you said, and I'd like to highlight for a minute as we move forward, that growth potential. It's happened. You mentioned new buildings coming. You're talking about partnership. What for someone that was wanting to, you've loosely talked about internship. Someone that's wanting to partner with our school, particularly on the industry side or potentially even the philanthropy side. Like what benefit that brings to them? If they're sitting here and going, "Oh, I've heard about this school," and I see, well, what does that really entail? And I'll leave that open. And Mr. Arthur, or if you'd like to speak to that first.
I'll go briefly, but I think Mr. Massey will be the cleanup. I'll maybe get a base hit. But as I see it, we sit in a state that is known for being a poor state among the 50 states, being perhaps a laggard among the 50 states. And one of the things in bringing up our donor base and potential for donations, the focus with a new dormitory for females, focusing on females in the cyber and technology world, which is usually male dominated, but how to establish ourselves here in this state that's not California, it's not New York, it's not Michigan, and help our state. We would hope that the donor base, even outside of the state, would see the cutting edge, or that we're taking the initiative here in Alabama to move forward and certainly change the reputation of our state through education, through what we're doing here, through this effort. And that would be my appeal. And of course, with the employers of the world, again, the products that Mr. Massey and the team are putting out, they've been overwhelmed with the quality. And again, we only strive to make that better.
Mr. Massey, anything to add to that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we sort of have a university model where people can donate to a legacy and that type of thing, but a lot of those are kind of a handout. Hey, just give this to us out of charity. We really see that we're an investment, and there's going to be a return on that investment. And so whether that's folks that do want to leave a legacy for their family, we are a great fit for that. And but also for corporations, it is an investment into future workforce. And so we kind of, to see this, we have a product that we're producing, and that's a talent pipeline that's coming through this school. And so it's exciting to get kids in. Applications are continue to grow on a yearly basis. Word is getting out about students coming in, but also from different partners. And so we see that from in-state, but now also out of state as well, and look for those partnerships to continue to grow.
Dylan, if I could throw this in, you think about our state and some of the areas outside of Madison County, the Huntsville area here, poor, backwood, rural. And to bring those children here as students and see them flourish and really explode as students with their capabilities and potential, that's what it's all about. And we're doing that here and offering that opportunity to these students that were they to stay in their home county, probably, well, I could say without question, would not have the opportunities that they're having here at the school. And we're so proud of that. And that's our mission, to reach out and bring in and promote and elevate those students so they can go out in life and really become all that they can be, to borrow the phrase from the military of a few years ago.
Well, I would say that that so far we have certainly accomplished that mission, and just from the outside looking in, so appreciate what you guys have done for that moving forward. Mr. Massey, I'm going to start with you on this one as we're kind of closing out. What excites you the most about the school's future as you start thinking about moving forward? What just really gets you fired up as a leader and being involved with this project?
Well, you can easily tell when the word is out is when you post a position or a job in the first year or two, and we're in a temporary building and that type of thing. We're recruiting applicants to apply. Hey, this might be a good fit for you. Now, if there's an opportunity, there are dozens of people that want to jump in and be a part of something special. And every year, the students that come in with a level of excitement and adding to that culture of the school, it's not just a place for them to come and receive information. They're a part of a community. And so as we build alumni, as we've had 2 graduating classes, as we grow that group and bring in new students and new families, that's what's exciting. It's the people. It comes back to the people center or of what you said there. And so bringing in people that want to be a part of something and making it better as a team effort. It's not just coming in as a job and collecting a paycheck. It is part of being something special.
I love it. Well, gentlemen, I just want to thank you both for your time. Senator Orr for joining us. Leave moment for closing. Any other thoughts you have with us? Want to take advantage of having you in the room while we do.
Sure. I just say ditto to what Mr. Massey said. It is the people, be they the foundation, our corporate partners, the state, Governor Ivey, the city of Huntsville has been very helpful as well. But our faculty and staff that we have in administration here at the school has just been phenomenal, and we're so grateful for that. And our students that are coming here from all across the state. Of course, we get solicitations from overseas, from other countries, children wanting to come here, their parents call, can my child come here and or attend the school in Alabama? And but this is for Alabamians and to elevate and to make our state a better place.
Yes, it is. Well, we look forward to having you on here again. We appreciate you helping us kick off this project. You just start all kind of things here at ASCTE, from the school itself to this podcast. So until the next time we get a chance to talk, appreciate your time, Mr. Massey. Thank you for joining us and highlighting all the things, and we'll look forward to doing it again soon.
Thank you, Dylan.
Take care, gentlemen.